So, sir, let's get to your books. You've written two books. One is a national bestseller. The second one, I'm sure, will be a national bestseller too. How did you think of writing a book? How did you realize this dream? And in your books, my favorite part about your book is how you've described in detail your relationship with your wife, Tannu Ma'am. I think it's absolutely delightful and wonderful to see a marriage like yours. I would like you to give a message to the youth of India today that is losing faith in the institution of marriage. You know, you've time and again spoken about how Ma'am has given you very valuable advice in your career and has been such a tremendous support. What would you like to tell the youth today that is losing faith in the institution of marriage?
So I'll answer your
First,
first question first. And I was always good in writing. I had a flair for writing, but I was never keen to write a book because writing a book requires a lot of effort. Time is not exactly a problem, but you make an effort to write something. Telling you a story on video or in live is a very easy thing to do, but putting the same story on paper requires a lot of effort. So when I was in IT, I started writing a small, diary kind of a thing about my experiences in IT, my anecdotes. And I thought that I will publish that someday. But I got into the IPS and I just forgot about it. And in the meanwhile, Chetan Bhagat came up with 5 Point Someone. It's a huge bestseller. It made history rather. And I was very disappointed with myself that I missed an opportunity because Chetan had written a book on similar topics. And I thought that I missed that opportunity. But it was always in the back of my mind that maybe someday I will share my experiences. So through Akshay Kumar, I became friends with Neeraj Pandey, and I just told him the story of Samant Pratap, how arrested these criminals in Bihar. So they were very delighted, and they said that we'll make a film out of it. And just when we were discussing the film, Twinkle Khanna, who herself is a renowned author, she came to know about the book, about the story, and she told me, Amit, you write so well, and you always tell me that Chetan was your batchmate from IIT, and you rue the missed opportunity. Why don't you write a book now? And I told her that Twinkle, who is going to listen to, who's going to read my book? Nobody knows me, Chetan Bhagat is a famous person. She told me that you write a book at least, and then we'll think about it that who's going to read your book or not. You write your experiences. And then luckily for me, Imran Hashmi also, contrary to his popular image, he's a very well-read man and he has great interest in literature and reading and all that. He's himself authored a book. So he connected me to Penguin. And then I wrote this book. The best part about the book is that it is a very honest book. I've written about my shortcomings, my failures as a human being. So I wrote the book and I thought that, okay, I've ticked off something off my bucket list. I never imagined that it would be a bestseller. It is almost 3 years now since the book released. And I think it has been published, reprinted 5 times already. That's a big thing for me. And now a major web series is coming on the book. And then I thought that, okay, I've written a book, that's it. Then my readers, I won't say fans, I really don't know if I deserve that term, fans, but a lot of people used to write to me every day that you must write more from your experiences and it's inspiring, it's motivational. So I wrote the second book, Life in the Uniform. I just wanted to people know about the life of a police officer. People usually write about their sensational cases or achievements or whatever. I just wanted people to know how an IPS officer lives his life, how ordinary he is at home or otherwise with his family, his wife, his children. And I'm so glad that both my books help change the perspective an average Indian has about the police because I know police is one of the most pilloried and polarized departments of the country. Everybody has something negative to say about the police, even if they had no personal experiences. But it's a very, people are always against the police. But after reading my book, a lot of people change their opinions about the police. I'm so glad about that. And now coming to the second part, I really don't know. I would just say, Mishika, that I'm plain lucky. It's nothing else. Marriage, I really don't know. I have not made any sacrifices, not done any adjustments. People say that, it's an institution, you make sacrifices. I'm still the same person I was 25 years back. And I just got lucky that I married the most wonderful person I know. It was not a love marriage, it was a purely arranged marriage. And it's pure luck, I would just say that. I never imagined that somebody could turn out to be so wonderful right from day one. would be a pillar of support to me in every which way. And let me tell you, I'm not a henpecked husband. I'm a very independent person. I do whatever I feel like. Yet still, there's somebody at home who's always keeping me on ground, always telling me what is right or wrong. And I do value her opinion, my wife's opinion, that yes, she's right. I will probably not agree with her that time. You can call it ego or whatever. But after 5, 10 minutes, I'll go back and tell her, yeah, you know what, you were right. And I always share everything with her. And we have grown up together. We're growing older together. Now our children are quite old. My son is almost turning 20. So it has been a very beautiful journey. And I'm just thankful to God that I got very lucky in marriage. That's all I can say. And obviously, it's a wonderful institution. There's no denying that. But to each his own.
Okay.